Hello, I'm Sandra. This is Sing, Play, Create Teaching Tips, and today I have one of my most favorite things to talk about, and that is preschool music activities. Lots of fun things coming your way in this video. Let's get started. There are so many great reasons to include music and movement activities in your preschool curriculum. The reasons why you want to add music and movement in are that they help children with their space, understanding their space, personal space. It helps them with their coordination. It helps them develop their social skills. It helps them develop their language skills. And it helps them exercise their gross motor muscles, and certain activities will help them with their fine motor skills too. Most of all, I think music and movement activities help them with their creativity. We're going to be doing all kinds of songs, stories, finger plays. Exercising those gross motor muscles are also going to help our little preschoolers develop their coordination skills, and that's going to help in their life too. When they're marching, that skill is going to help them climbing the stairs or climbing into the car or climbing up or down something. And so we can help them in their life doing all these fun music and movement activities.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Another type of music and movement activity you can do with your preschoolers is action songs. And I love action songs. They kind of combine the body percussion with the finger plays, with the music and the movement. They kind of encompass it all, and that's what I like about them. So an action song would be something like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and we would be standing or sitting and making sure that we have our hands out. We're doing the actions and singing at the same time if they can. So encourage them to sing along with the music, because doing the movement and the singing will help them. And if they can't do that, remember, we're leaving this flexible with our preschoolers. We're just asking them to and inviting them to sing along with me. And then if they do, great. If they don't, you don't worry about it. You just keep doing those types of activities. There's lots of fun action songs. You know, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. The Wheels on the Bus is an action song. Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. The More, We Get Together. Those are all great action songs you can use with your preschooler to help them with their language development. They're responding to movement and inspiring creativity, and also exercising those muscles at the same time. Finger plays are a great activity to do with your preschoolers. Some of my favorites are Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So we're going to use our fine motor skills. How I Wonder What You Are. We're going to go really slow and take lots of time in between action. And then Up Above the World So High, we're going to reach up. And then they may not be able to make a diamond right away, so just have them tap their fingers together like a diamond in the sky. And then back down to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. How I Wonder What You Are. So using those fine motor skills to help them with life skills, you know, brushing our teeth, holding a toothbrush, a comb, a knife and a fork, even chopsticks. A fun song you can use with classroom instruments is the Wheels on the Bus. So they can sing the song the regular way, and then you can bring in some instruments and you just use the instruments that you have. So if you have a shaker, you could say the shakers on the bus go up and down, or round and round, in and out, or shh, shh, shh. Or you can make up sounds for the shakers. They go shake, shake, shake. So you can add some variety to the song that they already know and that you've repeated, and then you change it up a bit. That is something preschoolers really like to do. Another fun music and movement activity is to use music props. You can use stretchy bands, parachutes, ribbons, streamers, and scarves with your preschoolers. They love all these different things. If you like those ideas, I have several videos that talk about specific activities for each of them. You can check those out. One movement prop that I especially like are scarves and ribbons. And this scarf is they're just easy to use, but you can also just use a bandana or even tissue paper. You just want to make sure that the children are not left alone with this in the preschool ages because they need to be monitored because they can't be tied or caught or tripped on or cover their face. So you want to be careful with that. These are really sweet because they just go on their hands and then they don't have to hold on to them. So these are some fun ribbon and scarf things that you can use for activities with some of the songs that they already know. So if you've done Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, for example, we can just do the Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and they can wave their ribbon around. Remember, we're keeping it flexible. We're keeping the expectation of exactly what to do or how to do it, and letting the child be creative and use their imagination of waving around and dancing with their little ribbon streamer. These are really fun. A great song to use with scarves is Rimsky-Korsakov, The Flight of the Bumblebee. And so they can wiggle their scarves really fast and they can wiggle them slow, and you just watch them go. And that's gonna burn a lot of energy and get those muscles moving, and they're gonna get holding the scarf, they're gonna get to use their fine motor skills. So that's a great song to use for that too. Sing, Play, Create. I've written several scarf songs. One is called Rainbows in the Sky, and the other one is The Scarf Song that the children can move with a scarf to and play with that. They're just very simple songs, especially for the preschool ages. Balls are another thing that the children can use to play with. This is just a toddler preschool ball, and it's nice and soft, and the kids can hold a ball and just play with it. You can play music, a lot of nice steady beat music like train music or John Philip Sousa marching music. You can play a lot of disco music actually, has that nice good beat in it. And so these are fun, and you can play passing games, you can have them try and experiment a little bit with it. So consider getting a ball and having them use that with a movement and music activity. If you're in a group, you can do some things like have the children pass the ball around. It's a little tough to do with 3-year-olds, but if they all had their own balls, you could practice having them tossing them in the air in their spaces. And if they are bouncy balls, they can bounce them and chase them. The thing is to keep it flexible with those 3-year-olds especially, but balls are great. They help with coordination and eye movement and coordination, and of course exercising and working together in a small group. If you're working up towards more the 5-year-old, going into pre-kindergarten, they can play a passing game, and that's going to help with their social skills too. Stretchy bands are another wonderful resource that you can get. They now have them in smaller sizes that even 2 people can use, and I've written a lot of stretchy band songs. Hello, Mr. Stretchy. I've got a whole list of them that you can use on our YouTube channel. But the thing I like about them is they are for 2 or more people, and so we're learning cooperation. We're learning to move our bodies together, so we're learning social skills. We're also learning that when we move together, it's also a pre-skill to making music together. And we can also use directional and musical terms like up and down or high and low, in and out, fast and slow. So stretchy band activities are also wonderful to use with preschool age children. Small parachutes are also really great activity. They now have them where it's for 3 or 4 children. So if you're doing this in your family, or if you're doing this with a small group of children, or you have several of them for a larger class, they'll work perfect. You can use any of the classical music that's popular for young children, like I mentioned, The Flight of the Bumblebees. And I also wrote a song especially for parachutes called Flying High and Low. It's a really good beginning song for those 3 and 4-year-olds because we're just going to fly high and low and respond to the music. I also like Carnival of the Animals is a perfect example of a whole selection of music that you can use the parachute with. You're going to get to do a lot of different activities that are going to be able to encourage creativity and have the children using their imagination. So for example, when they're playing the aquarium song, we're going to be floating softly up and down because the fish are in the aquarium and they're swimming around. And how does the fish swim in the aquarium? So we're going to be imitating and reflecting, listening and responding to the music when we use these movement props. A really popular preschool movement activity is to do freeze dance. And you can do this without any props at all. You can do it even if you just want to sing the song and then stop and say freeze. You can do that. Or you can play music, stop the music and say freeze. So what we're doing is we're teaching the kids or helping them to gain an understanding of listening and responding to the music. So we're gonna dance and do some crazy things. Let them just freestyle, go for it. And then when the word freeze is said or the music stops, they know to stop in their place. It's great for coordination and for physical exercise too. Sing, Play, Create has a lot of freeze dance activities. Marching activities are also great for our preschoolers because they're pre-learning activities for learning steady beat and rhythm as they get older. Marching activities can be as simple as just marching in their space. You can have them march in a circle, march in a line. They can follow the leader. Some fun music is John Philip Sousa marching band music. There's also other music that's good on your Spotify and iTunes. That's a nice steady beat. Students can march fast. They can march slow. You can just use something as simple as a hand drum to have them play along with. It's not too hard to have a marching activity. Just take your hand drum and have them march. Here we go, we're gonna march, follow me. And then just have them follow you around the circle as best they can. And then you can change the tempo, fast and slow. So another way to do marching is to have the students follow you like you're in a big choo-choo train. So you can tell a story, the train leaves the station. Then it goes up the hill, then down the hill, through the meadow, and stops. You can turn that into a longer version of a story just using a simple hand drum and having the students march. So when we're marching, we want to get our knees up high and we can make fun sounds like choo-choo, like we're on a train. So much fun doing those marching activities, and they're so beneficial for the exercise, developing coordination, listening, and responding skills. To me, preschool music and movement activities are the creme de la creme. They are the top thing that I like to have preschoolers do. I think that they really help them in their overall development. I love the fact that doing these music and movement activities helps them with their imagination, their creativity. It helps them exercise. It helps them create those mind and body connections that are so important for all of us. I hope that these preschool music and movement activities help you with your preschool music classes. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Let's keep kids moving and learning with music.